Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the watch list, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I did finish the week with 4 wins and 3 losses for a win rate of 57.14%. It's definitely my lowest win percentage since trading, but it was a short week. I didn't trade that many trades this week, so I mean, statistically it looks bad. I did finish the week slightly green, so I'm not going to complain about that. But yeah, I had 3 losses and 4 wins. I mean, it's only 7 trades for the week. I usually take about 15 to 20, so the plays just weren't there. The setups weren't there. It was a short week. Whenever there's a short week, I dial it back a little bit. I don't trade as much. So yeah, the only reason my win rate is down so low is just because I didn't trade that much at all. I mean, if I trade like I normally did, I average about 1 to 3 losses per week anyway. So I'm at par with the amount of losses I have in a week. So plus, it was a very difficult week to trade, so to say the least. So with that said, traded Days room on Monday. Now, like I said, Thursday was Thanksgiving and Friday was half a day, so only 3.5 trading days this week. So Monday SPY puts under 450. 450 is right here, this low. I was expecting a drop because VIX was under 14. Yeah, it was going under 14. I was expecting SPY to pull back after it was crazy. We had this crazy run right here. This is just absolutely bonkers. Within a couple weeks, just having this kind of a run, it just, you would think it would pull back at some point, and it just it didn't. This is Monday right here. I figured it was gonna reject right here and pull back. It just didn't. It just kept going. So it was definitely on the wrong side of that. Where is the 20th? Right here. So yeah, pull these two up. So first candle was really big green. I was not chasing this. I was not looking at the call side. VIX was too low in my opinion with all the stuff that's going on in the world. I was not touching calls. You can do whatever you want. I'm not going to trade what you want me to trade. If you want to trade calls, go ahead, you trade calls, but I'm not going to trade what you want me to trade. So I didn't like it. I wasn't touching it. I was want to wait. FU setup was right there, strong green candle. FU setup right there, and that definitely would have paid off, but I just chose not to touch it. But I did grab calls right here. I grabbed the 45.30 puts right here at $4, making a U-shaped top a little bit. Okay, I figured, okay, it's topping out. Sometimes when you have a resistance level on SPY, that it's gonna overshoot a little bit. So we had the resistance of 451. So yeah, I was thinking, okay, it overshot because SPY likes to overshoot levels, undershoot levels. Well, it really overshot this one. So I was like, okay, it overshot. This is gonna be the top right here. And I grabbed the puts at $4. It started to drop, then it just ripped hard, and I stopped out. Then I didn't do anything. I sat and waited. I was not touching anything. I was not going to step in front of this train. Anytime there was a red candle, they kept buying, and red candle, and it just kept going. I just was not having anything to do with this. Chasing this after this move on buying calls is just stupid. But if you want to do it, then go for it. You can do it. But I'm not gonna do it. VIX is way too low in my opinion, so I was not touching any of that. I waited. Then I did finally take puts at 310, which is right 310. I took it right here. I front loaded 455. It's just, why did I front load 455? Gap fill. That's right there. The gap fill. That's why I front loaded it. Right around the 455 level. Yep. That's exactly why I did that. Now that I mention it, I do remember that right now. Go back to VIX. So yeah, as soon as they hit 455, I jumped in and I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 45.60 puts at 660, and they went from 660 to $15. That ended up being a nice little drop. Harsh rejection at 455. Well, not initially. It rejected a little bit, bounced up, then it finally dumped hard. So end of day. So it was definitely good to see that move on that. So Tuesday, traded room. SPY puts under 452.50, which is right here. Let me see. I went off from this level right here from Friday where it was consolidating and finding support. It broke that. It was gonna knife. So that was the area I was looking at. This was FOMC day. I decided not to touch it. I decided to wait because I mean I could have taken this. I probably should have taken this, but to me, a couple of reasons I don't like to trade before FOMC. One is this was not a Powell day. Powell was not speaking this day, so IV was not a problem. But if you take trades before FOMC and you take losses, you're reluctant to take an FOMC play because FOMCs are very, very risky. Anything can happen. It can go nowhere and you can just take a loss, or you can just take a loss on both sides, or you can go flat, or you can have a good play. You don't know. But if you have a couple losses going into FOMC before even FOMC starts, it's just not a good idea to have a couple losses going into FOMC. So I avoid it. But I did take the play. I took the 45.35 puts at $4, and I took the 45.40 calls at $3.40. The puts, where was the 2 o'clock? Right here. Did nothing. Look at this. Did absolutely nothing. It popped up a little bit. It dropped at first and didn't really go much. So I ended up stopping out at break even on the puts. The calls, I think I took some off rate because I took it at 336. I mean at 136. So right here, I took it right here. So it popped up. I remember taking some off. It dropped down. I stopped out and broke even on the puts, or maybe I broke even over here or over here. I don't remember, but yeah. Anyways, I broke even on the puts, and the calls went from 340 to 630. So they ended up being a good little play. So they worked out pretty good on the FOMC play. Then I took puts at 251, which is right here. Dropped down, bouncing around over VWAP, and right when it dipped below VWAP, right below I think right below VWAP. I think I grabbed it right here under 352.85. I grabbed the 45.35 puts at $3, and it just popped, and it just channeled up here, and it ended up being a loss. So not a good day. I mean, FOMC ended up working out pretty good, but that just did not end up working out well for me. So toss is lagging, of course. Then the 22nd, which is that's Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Traded room on Wednesday. SPY puts under 452, 454, which is down here, right at this pivot right here. Well, you can see the high is a little under 454, and support right here, a little right at 454. So kind of in this area. The pre-market, I like to go round numbers. I don't like to go exact numbers. I do that on more choppy areas. I do exact numbers, but pre-market, I always round to the nearest 50 cent or dollar. First 10-minute candle, just a major explosion right out of the gate after a run up. Pre-market was not touching it. At 9:53, I took a puts right here. Well, right when it broke lower day, I took the 45.55 puts at $7, and they went from $7 to $13.30 right there. Definitely took that. Right when it broke lower day, that was a good little harsh dump right there, so I liked that play. Then I took the puts again, the 45.55 puts again at 12.43, which is right here. You can see it popped up, made a lower high. Well, actually, it is a lower high, but this made a higher high compared to this one, but lower high compared to that one. And once it broke below these bodies of these candles right here, underneath 454.85, that's where I grabbed the puts. They went from 530 to 640, and it bounced back up, making another lower high. As you see, it's making a lower high right there. It's actually making a symmetrical triangle. You can draw it right there to right there, Then it finally broke the triangle right here. I didn't touch it. 2 trades. I was done. I just wasn't having it. Called it a day. Next day was Thanksgiving, and what Friday was half a day. Friday was a complete nightmare. Traded ears room on Friday was 450, which is right here the previous day. We was finding support a little bit. And get that low right there, just rounding down. So I took puts at 946. First 10-minute candles red. Right when it broke new lower day, I took puts. And right after, I took the 45.55 puts at 540. And you got to remember, VIX at this point was under 13. So to me, VIX was just getting hammered on. And this is the thing that's been happening. VIX gaps up, and they use this gap up to hammer VIX more and get SPY to go more. But SPY didn't go more. SPY chopped. So, but a SPY was chopping. VIX was getting hammered on. So VIX under 13 to me has no business being under 13 with all the bullshit going on in the world. But yeah, I took puts right here. I didn't stop out. I held it because puts was under 13. My son's waking up. I just held it. Then I averaged down at 1140, which was right. I thought it was going to break here. I didn't. It just stayed sideways. I wasn't really going anywhere. I just stayed sideways. And I thought, okay, eventually this thing's going to dump hard. It didn't. At 1140, I added, which was right here. I added more at 220, making my average $3. And thinking, okay, we're going to dump. It popped more. No afternoon dump. And then it closes. It closes at it closed at 1. So no, it closed at 1, which is right here, right there at 1 o'clock. But I added more right at 1140 right here, thinking that we were going to dump in the close, and we didn't. It popped a little bit right there. So just very, very annoying. I probably should have known that we were going to chop and close green on Black Friday. So just crazy the way that this whole week went. Just not that many trades. I don't like short weeks. Short weeks is just a complete mess, and this was a complete disaster to trade. I mean, it just bouncing back and forth. I mean, we could have played the range, but I don't know. I don't like seeing this. So yeah, so that was not a fun week, not a fun day. So with that said, that's going to do it for the recap, and thanks for watching.